In this video, I will share with you what categories and products you should avoid if you plan to source and find new products to sell on Amazon FBA. This is going to be part of a playlist that I'm creating on what you need to know before you start selling on Amazon. You will have their videos like how to open an account on Amazon, what are the things that you'll need, fees, and very basic things to know before start selling on Amazon. It's also good for people that already sell on Amazon, and it's kind of a reminder of what products to avoid selling on Amazon FBA. Let's start. What's up guys, this is Tomer from sourcingmonster.com and welcome to another video. And if it's your first time here and you want to learn more on how you can create your own brand selling private label products on Amazon, which you can expand and sell the same items on other marketplaces like Etsy, eBay, Walmart, you name it, and create a scalable income that you can do and operate from anywhere in the world, then subscribe to the channel and click the bell so for every new video that I release you can get updated and be notified via email. Okay, so before I start and explain about the specific products or categories to avoid selling as an Amazon FBA seller, I have a note here, okay? This is just general recommendation. You need to have common sense, and while these categories have some risks, they also have a lot of opportunity because many sellers avoid these categories. So this video is to warn you so you are aware of all the risks before sourcing those items. And again, with like everything in business, there is no black and white. There is always like different way to do things. Each person, I'm sorry, should find his path, should find his way of doing business, of doing things. So this video is just to let you know what are the risks again, so you're aware of them, but doesn't mean that you can do these categories. Doesn't mean that you have to say, oh, okay, Tomer said in his channel that you cannot go for cell phones or accessories, then I'm not doing it. No, it's more to educate you on why it's not a good idea to go after these products. But of course, there are exceptions, and you need to have your own common sense before sourcing or getting into those markets. Okay, let's start. So saturated products. The risk here is that the failure rate is very high. You don't know what the other competitors are willing to do when you enter to the market. Maybe they are going to lower the market. Maybe they are going to be super aggressive with PPC. You can't really know how your product will be accepted by the market and what the competitors will do to really like bully you, put you away. And the chance to rank is lower than other items where it's not saturated market, or the product itself is not too saturated. Okay, cell phones and accessories. You can't really bring anything new to the market of cell phones or accessories. Like, let's say someone is looking for iPhone 12 case. Okay, what you can, like, what's new you can bring? You know, they already got the reviews, and most likely these are Chinese sellers, so you can't really compare with them on prices. And whoever is shopping for those things, usually, I'm not saying always, but usually, or the main the majority of the audience is going after price, so you can't, or you don't really have a lot of opportunity there. Liquids and hazard items. So with that I have experience. A lot of they will require you a lot of SDS, which is safety data sheets that you need to upload. In some cases, like really list all the ingredients. So I was selling like a cleaner liquid, and they really asked me for so many things and certificates. Um, in some cases, I look at it as a high entry barrier, which most sellers won't do or stay away from. But at the end, this product really didn't make sense, and I did it as my sixth or seventh product, so I had kind of an experience. If you're a beginner, you definitely don't want to go and do these categories from 1 to 12, 13. Why? And let me fix this, it's 13. Because you as a beginner, you want to make sure that you really increase your success rate and going for things that will give you like less trouble, less issues. Once you become more advanced and more experienced, you can definitely do those categories. But you know, I try to stay away from those categories because in the categories that I sell, I still didn't really maximize the opportunities that are out there. So why should I go for something that is a little or more riskier, you know? So with they ask you like certificates. Also, you'll need to pay more for transportations for hazard items, and customers a lot of times will get items that are leaked, and the experience is just not good. So you might get like bad reviews for that. Batteries, items. So I was also having an experience with that. I sent an item with batteries, you know, these little batteries inside, and it has like a LED light. Now, when I did that item, I had no issues, but once, I think end of 2019, they started to ask for more safety data sheets and expiry dates for the batteries, and some things that are making the entire thing more complicated for me. Then I decided not to go after those items. Number five, trademarked or patented products and counterfeits. Going after items that are patented could be very costly. Why? Because you know, you might bring the item to the market without knowing that it's patented, but then realize after you're selling it for 2, 3, 4 months, and this is from me hearing this from sellers complaining about this. They were selling it for like 3, 4 months, and then suddenly the guy that have the patent caught them, and in a good scenario they just ask them to remove the item from Amazon. In a bad scenario, they ask them to also report all the sales that they have and compensate them on how many units they sold. So it's very risky, very costly. Make sure that you do this well before entering into in like those items that are patented or products. Seasonal products, it's very tricky because you can be stuck with tons of inventory. It happens to me. Gardening category, brought an item, worked very well. I sold like I had 700 units, and I think in 2 weeks I got rid of all of them, being profitable at the first batch. Was so excited, ordered 1500 units. They were kind of selling a little slower, then ordered another 1500 units, and I'm stuck with them. Why? Because it's item that it's very seasonal to summer or spring, and you know, like for a beginner or someone that is tied with his capital or cash flow, I wouldn't recommend doing seasonal product. At the other end, I know people are killing it with seasonal products because they know what they're doing, you know. So you know, there's also like good way of looking at those categories. Many people again trying to avoid these categories. That means that you have less competition. But I suggest that you understand all the risks before entering into those markets. Okay. Number seven, fragile products. You need to make extra effort to keep them safe while you ship to Amazon. So that means that your freight forwarder, the factory, they have to really make sure that they package the items with enough protection, like bubble wraps, like you know, any kind of protection to make sure that it's not damaged during transit. Um, Also, you're gonna have high returns rate because Amazon, when they pack it, when they ship it to your customer, many times they will like poorly ship it and it will be damaged during transit. Means that you get bad reviews, means that you get higher returns and upset customers. So really not recommended to beginners because it could be very costly. Number eight, products that have too many variations. Sometimes I see people that enter into markets that the competitors have like 20 variations or even 5, 6 variations. The problem is that the programs out there like Jungle Scout, Helium 10, all these solutions, they don't really tell you in a good enough way on how much money each variation is making, so it's hard for you to forecast which variation you should bring. And also it's a higher risk because instead of launching like one product, you have to launch like 6 products at a time. Yeah, it's variations, but you know, stock wise, it's kind of a little risky. Yeah, you can bring like more inventory for those variations that you think that will do well based on research. but it's more guessing works. You know, you have more variables here to that could go wrong. You know. Number 9, electronics, high defect rate, complicated sometimes to operate, and high returns rate. So with electronics, it's something that I still avoid. I don't really do any electronics because you get more negative reviews due to people don't know how to operate it. You get a higher defective rate. Many things could go wrong. I don't know. Let's pretend that you sell screens for, I don't know, like a picture frame with LED light, okay? And they pack them, and the freight forwarder, they took the cartons, they dropped them. I don't know what happened during the transit, and inside parts moved and shaked, and it's not really working well. You have really high chance of defect rate, and many things could go wrong with it. You have humidity, sometimes that could defect the product. The return rate is higher. Many things could go wrong. That's why I don't do electronics. Try to avoid it. Clothing. Returns are very high in that category due to sizing issues and fit. So like shoes, I like to order shoes on Amazon because they offer free returns. And when I get the wrong size, I just return it, you know. And yeah, maybe they can still sell it as new, but most chances that it will be used and they cannot sell it as new again. And imagine how many people just order 2 or 3 sizes just to see what fits and return the other two. So that's why I try to avoid it. But at the other end, you can take this, if you're advanced and you know what you're doing, you can take this and calculate the returns, calculate all these costs in your price. And there are people that are killing it in these categories. So it doesn't mean that you don't go after those categories. It just means that you are more careful, you're more aware of all the risks and issues that you could have. Products without demand. I see this over and over again with people I coach and beginners. They bring items to Amazon that they are not exist there, or they have no demand. Our goal here is to make money from what is already making money, not create demand. Creating demand, it's gonna be very costly to you. You have to bring outside traffic. You have to do many launches, many tactics to make demand on Amazon. So I let other people create this demand, and once they're already selling, I try to bring a unique offer and a better item that I can take some sales away from them. Okay. Restricted products. So some products are restricted and you don't really know until you bring them to the market. So make sure that you know exactly what are those list of items. Like I know like specific magnets that were choking people, especially kids, are restricted. You have alcohol items, gambling products. The list goes on and on. Just search for it and the Amazon link will pop up. Drugs and pills, the last one. So not hoped, I hope that you got value from this video, that you are more aware on what items you shouldn't really seek after or look for when you do product research as a beginner or even as an advanced seller. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you didn't subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.